Everyone, welcome back, sir. I hope all of you had a refreshing lunch and some time to recharge after the insightful morning session. We will now move into an interactive tutorial session titled "Discussion on Current Innovative Food Technologies and Their Impacts." This session will focus on exploring recent innovations in the food sector, their practical implications, and how these advancements are shaping the future of food and nutrition. It will also be a great opportunity for other participants to share their views, ideas, and perspectives. To lead this session, we once again have with us Dr. Amit Kumar Rai, whose expertise in food biotechnology and microbial innovation adds immense value to today's session. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Amit Kumar Rai to conduct this tutorial session. Welcome once again, sir.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. So, let me start something actually we discussed a lot on how we can take traditional food fermentation ahead and uh, microbial technologies improvement for making it to a commercial level. But there are a lot of things. Research is one side. There are many things which is under consideration, which are also challenges that can take the research in the lab to technology in the field and technology or commercialization actually. So um, I always say there is triple E actually, and there are three things which are very important. The first thing is economical technology which you develop, either it's from traditional, like for example, if you get a curd in 40 rupees from home, uh, and even if your technology is very good or having one specific property, but if it is not economical, then it may not sustain in the market in the for the common person actually. People general awareness is very important. So economics is one thing. Second is efficiency. Um, any technology, food technology, or which we develop, how efficient it is, how good is the yield, how much is the conversion ratio, how much waste is again getting generated from the technology. There are several factors which are responsible for a success in a technology which is developed for the food industry. Then, with a lot of environmental challenge, we also feel eco-friendly nature of any technology. Like uh, a same protein hydrolysate or something can be produced using acid, or can be produced using microbes as well. So definitely microbes give you upper hand, but with that technology or with biotechnological approaches, how good you are able to give the yield, or how definitely if the yield or efficiency is high, it will be economical. Apart from these, actually, whenever we go for food technological application or develop functional food or develop any nutraceutical, the first thing which comes in our mind is consumer acceptance. Like even if you take a country like India, if you go to southern part of India, the food culture is different. If you go to northern part of India, the food culture is different. If you go to northeastern part, the food culture is very much different. Many of you will not eat what people are eating in the northeastern part. Many of you may not like South Indian dishes. So developing any functional food which which can have acceptability at national level itself sometimes is a challenge, because if you even if that particular food has a function, and if you don't like the taste, so in that case obviously it is a challenge. So then to overcome this challenge, again people think of capsules, food nutraceutical aspect of giving that particular thing. Then it comes the economics of that particular product. So you have to think in so many different aspects to bring a particular product to the market. So definitely challenges are there. Then the second thing is regulation. Like you have, we generally, I'm a part of FSI as well. So we know how challenging it is. Even if you develop a product, you during a PhD or during a project, to bring that to market, there are so many factors which we have to think, either from selecting a strain. Like FSI has a list of strains. If you are using any of those strains for probiotic aspect, you don't have to go for safety studies. they have a specific list of nutraceutical that again it depends on the source of culture or the substrate or the process. So it depends on that you get the approval. So regulatory aspect is very important, and these aspects you have to take when you are starting your research itself. So after developing a technology, you realized, okay, this is very challenging to get the regulatory clearance. Then it is again not it is a failure only. So in that case, when you are going to start your research, you have to think that okay, these are the challenges which I have to consider for regulatory clearance. You have to take. Now, in India also, like many countries have different regulatory bodies. Like for functional food, specifically for claiming health benefit, I'm not sure we have regulations or not. Like if you have a regulation, we have regulation like Japan, and they have regulation for like functional food. Like I told you, the calpis is a fermented sour milk product which reduces hypertension. So you need a specific dosage, specific dose for getting like a common person eating should eat that particular food or not, or a person having hypertension should only eat. So all and how much it should be consumed. So again, it can if it can also have some type of negative aspect if it is not regulatory balanced actually. For these, actually, there are several policies and research-based policies need to be made. So again, in technologies which are or research area which are very open and in terms of food technologies to first of all improving the functionality, health and nutrition, food with improved nutrition that can help in nutritional security, food with improved shelf life, like even if you develop a functional food like functional curd, how can you make it viable for 2 months or 1 month? And again, there, if it is a microbial product, like for example, a probiotic product, how long that culture is surviving in that food product for how many months, 1 month, 2 months. If you can get a product which can survive for 6 months, you really have a good product in your hand. Like again, these are challenges actually, and which need to be taken care. Like in case of anything like culture, many of you will be knowing kanji drink actually. So people say that it's a probiotic, but many don't know that how much culture that probiotic culture for how long it is surviving. Like it is stored for 6 months in many cases, but are those culture viable after 3 months or 2 months that can give the particular property which is that particular product is claiming? So all these things need to be looked after and done. Then stability of particular molecule, like nowadays we have a lot of nanotechnology approaches which are also coming in, which are applied in food technology or in terms of nutraceutical, like in terms of peptide, in terms of polyphenol, for improving the viability or of that particular food for targeted approach where it should reach the target tissue for giving the particular health benefit. So these things are there. Then you also have the sustainability. Like any technology, like sometimes we are very enthusiastic. Okay, this particular resource, like this particular fruit, is having a good property. So we develop a product from that particular fruit, and generally it has happened so many times that you are able to meet the demand for the first year, but once the demand increases, the productivity is not so high and you're not able to provide it for future. So obviously sustainability and the behind how much productivity of the raw material residue, raw material is there for developing the product is also very important to meet the demand of any functional food or any nutraceutical, we say. So definitely, there are opportunities, but there are also challenges in functional food research. I'll be happy to discuss in this with you. I feel this session will be great if it is more interactive and things should come from more from your end than my side. So let's. I feel we can start now having an interactive session.
sir. Thank you. Thank you, Amit sir, for throwing light on important constraints related to technology and innovations. So now we are inviting some queries from your side. You may ask some questions related to some functional food preparation technologies and their impact assessment related things, and even you can ask some questions which we have left during our first lecture of sir related to fermented food. So I request everyone to come one by one and ask their questions. So we'll start from the last section.
So I'm sure participants will be from different part,
Yes,
actually different part of
yes.
the state and country. So even if you have any experience with your food fermentation, some traditional which I might not be knowing, I'll be happy to hear from you as well. Like I feel this session should be from both the sides, and there if I can add few things on the traditional things which is happening, or how we can work together to improve it or bring it. If there is something which is having more potential in your locality, your tradition, it will be
Definitely.
great to share
Yes,
that
sir.
as well.
Sure, sir. Sure. And because we from morning we are studying this fermentation aspect, so I'm sure everybody has some questions in their mind that how we are fermenting the food and what kind of health benefits, and especially your area is bioactive peptides. So I'm sure they will ask these kind of the questions, and your research will help them to further networking with you also, sir. So I invite last, who is there? Come. So just a minute. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my question is that are there any negative ecological impacts of technology like lab grown meat or vertical farming?
For
Sir,
sorry, last.
are there any negative ecological impacts of technologies like lab grown meat or vertical farming?
Vertical farming, okay. So I don't see much negative impact. There might be when we see negative impact comes when these technologies are adopted and it goes for some years.
Yes, sir.
Then something surprisingly it comes actually. So as such, vertical farming is very successful in many other countries. That's why in India it is becoming more popular. And especially in country like India where there is less space and the population is growing more. So there are more of advantages only if you ask me.
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So, I wanted to ask, you talked me more about that soya bean fermentation, which is like mostly consumed in northeast states. So,
Sorry. Can you please start again?
fermented soya bean.
Yeah.
So, mostly consumed in northeast areas.
Yeah.
So, I have personally experienced about that. There is a pungent smell in that. So, what
Yes.
technology can be implemented to that? Because, that can be widely consumed by them because they know that it smells like that, it tastes like that. But implementing that in other states, they won't accept it because I have
True.
directly I have experienced that. I have few my friends, so I had been in that contact. So, which was not
True.
acceptable from my side because it's we can't even express that smell how it is. So what technology can be implemented to reduce that?
Okay, so that's what I was telling earlier also. The major challenge with food technology is what in a country like India, where there's a lot of diversity, what you eat, sometimes I may not like, sometimes what I eat, you may not like. Now you are asking me for a technology to reduce the taste and flavor of that particular cinema
So
product.
taste and flavor, like at least we can consider that. But what about that smell? Before tasting,
Yes,
before going to that, we have to accept that smell first.
So you want to reduce the smell, but
Yes,
if the
yes.
smell is reduced, they may not accept the product.
So, but like
So,
when
so
I
that is so that is the thing. That's what I'm telling. The many of the this is fermented soybean. I have been to Manipur, where you have fermented fish product.
yes sir, yes, huh.
And I was telling you in the morning that some of the fish product is in underground condition. Okay, and the after 1 year it is dried and it is used in every vegetables they use
Exactly, yes sir,
actually,
yes, huh.
and that gives you an improved taste and flavor. They like it actually.
Yes. So I
So-
have personally asked them about this, like this soya bean, bamboo shoot, and fish. Three also I have came across, and I asked them directly that okay, taste. Okay, we can consider that it's very tasty, but before going to taste, how do you accept the smell? They said that yes, we also don't like the smell. Bamboo shoot they tolerate, but soya bean it's more worse than that. So they themselves say that we do understand that it's very pungent smell, but because of the taste we neglect the smell. Like they
No,
also
but it's due to biogenic amines and other molecules which gives the flavor, which gives the taste as well.
yes.
So it's not that you can remove it. But the second thing what I want to say is, for us to accept it, we can remove and convert them into hydrolysate where these smell can be removed. That we are also working on that. Where we have a drying process or something, we have some powder, supplemented powder, same fermentation process which is not having that particular smell. So, but that will not go as a same product. It will go as a different product, as a supplement or as a capsule or something like that. But it may not, that particular product we cannot change because that is the acceptability of one particular population.
Exactly.
Definitely we can use the same process if there is a specific benefit, for example. Like if that particular product is having good antioxidant property or good antihypertensive property, you also want to have that property for yourself from the same soybean based product. We can definitely develop, but then that particular kinema will not be called as kinema. It will be a soya hydrolysate or it will be a fermented food additive from soya or something like that. But I hope you understand.
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. So something traditional, you have to keep it for consumer acceptance of that particular place.
Yes, sir.
For other place, we can have different product with the same technology.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I just want to ask, what skills should students like us should develop if we want to work in the field of this food innovation in future?
Can you please, the beginning part of the question, it was not clear to me.
So, what skills should students like us should develop if we want to work in the field of food innovations in future?
Okay. So if you have an interest in the field of functional food, and the first thing is the interest.
Yes,
If
sir.
you have interest, one by one, you will get all the skills. So you'll try to learn it actually. See, first thing is, if it depends, if you want to work on microbially fermented food, then you should have some microbial skills like microbiology, where you can isolate some cultures, apply them for fermentation. And but to be very frank, I had PhD students who were not having any knowledge on microbiology, but they are now very good microbiologists. So they were biochemists. So they were bioinformatics actually, some of them. So their skills of bioinformatics was used in the second or third year of their project, but they started with microbiology. So skill, definitely you can learn and adapt. Actually, if you have interest in that particular field, you have basic biotechnological or microbiological skill, you can definitely go for research. See, because nowadays, if you want to do some good research, you should have skill in different aspects. Like if you what the research which I have shown in the morning, uh, if a team needs a microbiologist, if expertise, a team needs a chemist for characterizing the bioactive peptide or instrumentation technique. We need a bioinformatics to understand analyze the large genome data, proteome data, or we need a pharmacologist to do animal studies. Okay, and we also collaborate with doctors for working on human subject. So it's like multidisciplinary skills actually. So all you learn once you go step by step further, definitely you can.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay, so again, if this is something again which is answer will be there are many things which is important actually. See your interest, like biomedical vaccines, or people are getting more attracted to it. Agriculture, an important part of the country, where people are working on crops with in different stress conditions, or because in coming years it is going to be a challenge to rise at higher temperature, in rice in flooded condition, wheat or some other crops in flooded condition. So that even in agriculture, the nutrition, like in our institute, we are working on golden banana, where which can be used for treating malnutrition. You know, it has your research priorities has to be based on the challenges which our country is facing. Like if you see malnutrition or vitamin B12 deficiency or such things are really challenging. So if you can treat any one of them, I will say treating or solving one problem is also a big thing. At least you lead to your research can lead to a road where you can in future you can solve such problem is also very important. Like it is up to your interest always. Like if you want to work on food and mental health, again, which is a problem which many people don't know, food and immunity. Okay, food or cardiovascular disease. Like how many of us are pre-diabetic? We don't know actually.
Yes.
So it again depend on the interest where you want to go ahead, and definitely many fields are important. I can number start from nowadays artificial intelligence in food technology or artificial intelligence in any field. It's again depend on 100% depend on your interest. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my question is that how gut fermentation profile can guide personalized or precision nutrition strategies for improving gut and systemic health?
Okay. So yeah, it's a good question. Like many times when we do studies on fermented food and gut microbiome, like morning also I was telling you, like especially the transformation of that gene to equal, it happens in some particular population, or specific health benefit you get in one particular. If anything is mediated through gut microbiome, or then definitely it has to be studied in that particular location, or that particular tribal population, or that particular food habit, people with that particular food habit. Like see, for example, in Kerala, many people they take coconut oil, which is rich in saturated fatty acids. Or when you come to northern part of India, mustard oil is there. But again, it is complemented with marine fishes, consumption of marine fishes in southern part of India. So it all definitely precision nutrition is coming up in a bigger way. People are working for food for geriatric population, food for maternal health, food for infants, food for this specific population, and that will only happen if extensive research is done. Like many of the probiotic in the market, if you see, they are imported. We are not sure. Means, people definitely are getting positive outcome of it, but we also have indigenous probiotic from our traditional fermented food, which may have a better impact. But studies on clinical trial, because the precision nutrition studies, either in male, female, like even differences in a particular transformation or a particular benefit will be higher in females or higher in males also. That all these studies need to be done. It has to be proven through clinical trials, which is much needed in many functional food products. Then only you can say, okay, but definitely precision nutrition will be an important topic and it is going to come in the future.
So, sir, can we select probiotic based on individual fermentation profile?
See, individual fermentation in the see one thing, when we say fermentation and when we say probiotic, many times we feel that probiotic will do the fermentation. Many times for the particular product, a fermentative strain is different, a probiotic strain is different. Okay, so it is from fermentation. Definitely, you can select a probiotic strain which you can apply, but it has to be mixed culture approach. A probiotic strain should fulfill all the criteria, all the guidelines by the ICMR. You have seven, if you put it has 7 to 8 variables like acid tolerant, bile tolerant, hydrophobicity, antimicrobial property. There are several guidelines, and a count of this much log CFU is more important, which many cultures they fail. So once these guidelines are passed, either it is from traditional fermented food or any particular food, it will be working as probiotic.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my question is, according to you, what are the biggest technical and economic barrier to adopting biotransformation of food in developing regions?
Okay, you have asked technical and economical.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one thing which I feel is a lot of work has been done on developing product and at PhD levels, at project level, and there are two challenges which is still restricting it to come to market as a functional food. The first is scale up. Like the biomanufacturing or scale up facility in our country is not till up to the mark actually, which like scale up of 500 liter or some even higher than that actually for a sustainable technology is very important. Many technologies are developed, they are developed in lab scale, like 1 liter, 2 liter, or 5 liter. So that has to be transformed at higher level. The second important challenge is validation of these technologies through clinical trials. Like many of these technologies are showing better results in cell culture, and some of them are even showing in animal models. But those properties need to be validated in clinical trials in different populations. Then it will be able to come to the market. So these two are the major challenges.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is, can fermentation help in designing food suitable for people, those who are having certain condition like lactose intolerance, and how can fermentation help them?
Okay, so definitely lactose fermentation has already done a lot of work on people have done a lot of work on reducing lactose content in curd or cheese. Like we also have a project where we are trying to reduce lactose in cheese and curd by using starter culture with a specific enzyme producing ability that will break lactose or convert lactose into lacto-oligosaccharides or other metabolites of beneficial, which are beneficial in terms of nutraceutical applications. So definitely fermentation can help, and there are reports also. Our studies also show that we have received around 85 to 90% of lactose hydrolysis in cheese and milk product.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. So my question is that apart from anti-nutrient reduction, is biotransformation that much efficient in detoxification of food contaminants like mycotoxins and aflatoxins that are present?
Okay, so yeah, more work has been done on reduction of hydrogen factor, but there are some studies that have shown that okay, reduction of aflatoxin is also there. People are working on that. I have not seen any Indian technology which has shown that reduction of aflatoxin has been shown by food fermentation. So even like institute like CFI is working, Navi, I'm not sure this aspect India is working or not. But definitely in future there is scope of selecting starter culture, lactic acid bacteria or yeast, which can reduce aflatoxin level on food fermentation. See, aflatoxin, even food fermentation can change, but it may not happen in normal food, means unfermented food, which is a major part of the diet actually. So it has to be somewhere prevented in the initial level only, because fermented food is 10 or 15 percent part of your diet, and other part is non-fermented food which you take. So that has to be controlled in the initial stage.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my question is, are there any safety or regulatory concern associated with the use of bioactive peptides in food products?
Okay, so regulatory concern definitely it is there, because health benefit is associated with it. So like if like I told you, there is a body in Japan for food for specific health use actually. So they control that this much should be the dosage. So if the clinical trial is done and a dose is decided, okay, morning this much ml or this much gram of this particular product you take for these many days, it will control your blood pressure, because it should not go again in an adverse way. So both is toxicity in terms of excessive consumption, anything is toxic, you know. So when something is related with health, it will definitely have regulatory as well as toxicological impact.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm more curious about to know about the 3D food printing, that how it can be used for the personalized diet.
Okay, see, it is coming in a lot of work is being done in 3D food printing, but I'm not sure how it will help in personal diet, because I've not gone through much in this aspect. But definitely it has a lot of scope. Specific scope I will be not be able to tell now.
Sir, how does it will be affecting the taste?
Yes, it has a role actually, but not only taste, in terms of improving specific health aspect molecule and order, it has definitely impact. but specifically I will not be able to comment now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My question is, what challenges exist in producing or isolating bioactive peptides at a commercial level?
See, cost is one, it has to be economical.
Yes.
And because many times people don't miss, if it is for a upper middle class, people generally purchase it. But in our country, many large portion of the population is middle or below middle class. So if the technology is economical, it can reach to diverse population and more. So economics is one thing, and definitely the stability of these peptides. Once research is conducted that this particular peptide in clinical trial is doing this particular job, then it is much better and it will be very much useful. So people generally, when people talk about bioactive peptide, they talk about stability of these peptides, which is an important factor. So these are the two important aspects, and there can be many other, like acceptability in terms of a regulatory challenge actually. The regulations need to be made for the dosage or at what concentration, at which age group on this product need to be applied. So a lot of research need to be done once it is made commercial in food products.
So mainly it is economic and acceptability.
Stability of these peptides means this peptide should not get broken down after it is consumed. Like I was telling you, pepsin, chymotrypsin, or such enzymes, it has to escape the digestion before it reaches to the target tissue. So that stability I'm talking about. Stability of these peptide to give the desired health benefit.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And one more question. What future applications do you foresee for bioactive peptides and biotransformed foods in nutraceuticals and functional foods?
A lot actually, a lot of opportunity in terms of cardiovascular diseases, or because see people in terms of geriatric food also it is coming up, because fermented food is large extent it is digested. So either because it's microbially fermented, so protein is digested, carbohydrate is digested, not completely, but at some extent it is digested and it is good for geriatric population. Then it is also good for improving gut health, which is coming up in it. Because nowadays people are much aware than 5 or 10 years, and especially after COVID, people are looking for functional food with specific benefit.
Yes, sir.
So definitely there are a lot of potential, lot of scope in each area. Now from last few 5 years, actually, I'm also seeing research on effect of fermented food on mental health, because mental health is also important aspect, either in terms at different age group, in terms of students or in terms of um, workspace. So food with improved mental health, immunity, and cardiovascular is really having more potential.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, in India, doctors recommend functional foods along with medicines.
Sorry.
Sir, in India, do doctors recommend functional foods along with medicines for various disorders like diabetes or cardiovascular disorders?
No, it's not so clear. What you're asking, functional food and medicine?
No, sir, like for disorders like diabetes and cardiovascular diseases, doctors recommend medicines, but do also recommend functional foods along with them.
See, one thing, like functional food can never treat a disease, it can only prevent it. So, when people say that, okay, functional food can treat this, treat that, I don't agree to it. So, it can definitely reduce the burden of medicine. Or if you have not started taking medicine, like you're pre-diabetic or something, at level where you want to prevent to reach a stage where you definitely has to take a medicine. So at that level, it can definitely help you. So, but it can definitely not compete with medicine. Medicine is next level. People show research of functional food with metformin or some other drug that it is as a positive control, but a lot of clinical trial need to be done to confirm that.
Thank you, sir.
Very good evening, sir. So,
Good evening.
during previous question, you were discussing about cognitive health. So, what type of research or experiment you have conducted related to cognitive health?
So again, see, you have to identify what receptor you're targeting or which, because it depends on the receptor what fermented food you will take. Like it can be peptide based or polyphenol based or anything. So in cognitive health, you already know that PUFA or EPA, DHA are having impact. So that again, it depends on which mechanism you're targeting. So these molecules have different mechanism. Peptide will have different mechanism. So your experimental plan will depend on the approach which you want to apply to target cognitive health, and that actually will decide the molecule which you want to take and metabolite which you want to take for further experiment, which has to be taken first characterization, then validation through cell culture method, then definitely with animal studies and followed by clinical trial. So this is a approach for everything, but a specific receptor or a specific molecule need to be understood.
Sir, let's take an example. In my study, I will take dual fermented millet product to target neurodegeneration, to prevent the neurons, basically. So, what type of challenges I can face during my research that I should keep
Fermented
in
millet means
mind?
Haryana, you're talking about Rabri.
No. It's different, sir. I will make some other using foxtail millet and finger millet. I will prepare a fermented product. It can be bread or it can be some drink.
So again, like
it will depend.
once you have prepared a product and then you are deciding a property, for example, first you have to understand that what is a molecule in that fermented product, what are different type of molecule it is getting produced.
Okay.
Are those molecules important enough for cognitive disease? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So if, for example, if you don't have many molecules in the fermented product, like in anything, peptide or polyphenol or anything, which will be useful for cognitive function, then I will say you avoid it. You should always follow, first characterize the product. Once you have characterized the product, and then you find, okay, this product is rich in XYZ, and that XYZ is known for this particular thing. And that XYZ is there in improved concentration in your product, either anything, cognitive or anything. Then you go for further, then you decide that, okay, this particular disease I want to target or this particular function I want to target. So first you need to characterize it completely, either in terms of protein or in terms of polyphenol, metabolism. Nowadays, lot of techniques are there to completely characterize it.
Yes, sir. So, sir, my hypothesis is to enhance the GABA production in the product.
Okay, so then what you have to do, you have to select strain. Have you selected a strain which produces GABA?
Sir, not yet. So my
So your first step is to screen strains which is producing GABA, and then you apply those strains as a co-starter in for the fermentation process. And then you see that GABA is produced in the fermented product or not. Then at what concentration it is produced, how we can improve the concentration, and then you think of applying them in animal model for cognitive function or.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, does biotransformation solve the food feed fuel competition for biomass?
Sorry,
Does
can you?
does biotransformation solve the food feed fuel competition for biomass?
I'm not clear with the question. Does biotransformation
Solve the food feed
sold?
solve food feed competition.
I really not clear with the question. I'm
Bi-
not getting it.
Biotransformation solve
Sold
resolve the food feed competition for biomass.
for biomass. Okay. So you are asking that biotransformation product and can solve the issue
Yes.
with our biomass.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so definitely biomass can be transformed into different product using biotransformation, and again it depends which biomass you want to take. That biomass is rich in which specific type of molecule and substrate like protein rich biomass or carbohydrate rich biomass, and then you apply starter culture or microbial consortia to transform that biomass into desired product. So definitely it can solve the issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I just want to ask you, as I want to research something, can you just recommend something in which can you tell me which fermented food models or microbial community would you recommend for studying bioformation in depth?
Okay, so the one which is least studied, you find out like lot of work has been done on fermented milk product, and nowadays trend is towards plant-based fermented product. So you have to do some literature survey on first of all what should be your target actually, why you want to work on that, what you want to solve using working on that. So
Sir,
those things, yeah.
So actually, I'm just enroll my PhD right now. So I'm just looking for my PhD topic, in which topic I should do a research. So I am very interested and fascinating to do a research in fermentation. That's why I'm looking.
Okay. No, so it's difficult to decide a PhD topic now. Definitely, but you can see broadly. I can tell you. See, plant-based functional food product is gaining popularity, and if it is linked with any particular disease or disorder, again based on some scientific facts, based on characterization of metabolites, characterization of molecule, or specific microbial consortia. So definitely you can target. You have to see that what is the trend, what is the problem you are solving in a particular state or particular country. What is a major problem people are facing, and how your food product with a strong hypothesis can solve that particular problem. Okay, so it needs a lot of discussion, lot of study, lot of literature survey to decide that actually.
So as I study, Jessica, as I study, mostly diabetes are commonly nowadays in India. It's too much. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to working on that.
Diabetes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to look for molecules which can inhibit DPP4 or alpha amylase or alpha glucosidase. These are some enzymes which are associated with diabetes. So people have again done a lot of work in food fermentation and specifically on peptide which can inhibit these enzymes which are associated with diabetes. So first you have to see, you have to read a lot that what work has already been done and what gap is there in that particular research which you can take forward. Okay, so that you should take. In diabetes also, fermented food and diabetes, many fermented food, hypertension, lot of work has been done. So once you read completely and find the actual gap which you want to solve through your studies.
Thank you so much, sir.
So my question is, how do AI and data analytics contribute to improving food production and reducing waste?
AI and
Data analytics.
okay. So see, it has role in various aspects, in terms of optimization skills, in terms of predicting function of a molecule. Like when we work on large data analysis of different type of metabolite which is produced to predict a function of a peptide, for example, which is driven by sequences and which can driven by structure. And when you want to screen a lot of peptide in a shorter period of time, so these techniques are getting more popular for all these things. And many aspects actually. I just gave one example. It can be many actually. If you read, you will come to know.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, the mentioned discussion has suggest that about current innovative food technology. So it is basically considered as advanced technology that I think may be expensive and less accessible to low income people. So, sir, what's your opinion in that case?
So this is a challenge actually. I started this session with economical and efficient and eco-friendly, triple E actually. So technologies are coming up, but for in our country, it's a big challenge to give the outcome of that particular technology to common person. So to give that particular technology to common person, it has to be very economical so that if it has to replace, like for example, a curd with more of this one particular vitamin or has to replace the normal curd which is you are getting in the market. So if a normal curd you are getting in 40 rupees and this you are getting in 50 rupees, sometimes people will consider. But if you are getting this in 120 rupees, common person will not be able to afford it. So the technology has to be efficient and economical to meet the demand of a common population.
Yes, sir. And
So that
also,
itself is a challenge which need to be addressed.
thank you, sir. And I also want to share my experience, which I've
Yeah.
already shared in my previous session, regarding fermentation techniques. That as I am from Bengal, so there in most rural areas during the preparation of alcoholic beverages, fermentation occurs spontaneously,
Yes.
leading to uncontrolled microbial activity caused by microbial contamination, um, which ultimately risk poses risk food toxicity among people. So awareness and knowledge and good hygiene practice, I think, is the most important part which should be maintained in fermentation process. So
Yeah.
that's it, sir.
No, what you're telling is very right. Actually, I know cases where these things have even lead to death of people, like hospitalization in many cases, but in some cases because the hygienic approach even at home level or technologies in mm, such level actually need to be improved. So that's why it is our role to have technology which can replace at village level actually. So many industries where you can, because I was showing you one picture that how they used to ferment soybean.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So we used to get soybean from the market. We were not knowing that how it is fermented at that particular level. So after seeing that, we come to know, okay, these are the challenges they face. So this is the reason why you get Bacillus cereus or Proteus mirabilis or any pathogen or toxicity in these food products. So definitely infrastructure need to be improved. Hygienic part is very important for anything to flourish actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
no further question. Okay. So my last question will be from all the audience side, sir. So, sir, can you throw some light on the impact of certain innovative technologies on the current scenario? Can you brief with one or two example, if possible, sir? Thank you.
Okay. So this, I'll give one example actually. When I was traveling in the northeastern part, I went to a place called Champai, and while I was going, because I have visited many parts of Northeast India, I have shown some picture also that how they used to ferment soybean. So this technology, any technology at ground level or for a specific village, it also depends on the bioresource or many other factors. So what was interesting for me, like that particular district is in very remote, like it is in Mizoram. From Aizawl, we traveled to 6 hours towards Bangladesh border, if I remember. And it was beyond my expectation. I saw a very good wine industry there. And 11,000 liter fermenter, if I'm not wrong. There were 15 or 20. And the whole village, at that particular place, they cultivate grapes. So miss, I was happy with the um, planning actually. So village they grow grapes. Those grapes are used by the industry, not very big industry, but wine is produced to good quality wine, Champai wine, and it is distributed to different states. So it's example of a food industry only, which is properly hygienic condition they are maintaining. So it's not a big thing actually. It has to be planned in such a way that how things can be economical, how challenges can be improved. If the raw material has not to come from very far distance, definitely the travel part can be. If grapes in grown in the same villages where the wine processing industry or fermentation industry is there, and then it can be. It is definitely used for the farmers. See, any food processing industry, the raw material comes from the farmers. And nowadays, government is thinking of doubling farmer income or Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we have to think that how we can serve or how we can improve the economic condition of the people who are in the ground level, like farmers, they are producing the raw material. So this is one example actually. Similarly, many things can be done. So industries associated near to the raw materials, if it is in a smaller scale, if very big industry, definitely at state level one or something like that. So if things we are giving it back to the farmers and developing technologies which can help them, that will be a greater aspect. And definitely, we also always have to think about the challenges which will come in the future. Now we are in such a state of our research, we know what has been the failures of our seniors or what has been the failures of our peers in the research. So we should definitely read about success of people, but you should always read failures of the people as well. So at least we should their failure also is a education for us, and that education will help us to succeed further in anything. The failure not telling in research, but failure I am telling in a broader sense when we think to bring that particular technology into commercialized level or ground level. So what are failures they have faced? So that education is must to bring any technology into and success stories like one of the Champai wine or some others as well in the southern part of India I have heard. So these things will definitely help us to whatever we are doing in research as a PhD student or as a project student, we can definitely bring it to the commercial level.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Amit. You have nicely quoted several examples, and you have settled the queries of our GYAN participant, and I'm sure everybody is benefited from this interesting lecture. And in morning, you have explained various aspect of food and feed and food from biotransformation. That was another interesting aspect of towards the sustainable development. And in that continuation, you have explained various innovative technologies, and you have quoted some examples, and even you have shared your personal experiences as a scientist, and you have worked a lot in food fermentation, gut microbiota, and bioactive peptide purifications and all aspect. So I am sure everybody is excited to get into enter in this exciting area of research, and surely sir will take your guidance in further also. And with this, thank you very much for your time and sparing your whole day with us. I can say whole day because you have started from morning and till evening. So thank you very much again, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
I would have happy to visit there. Actually, unfortunately, and my apologies, I was not able to join this time.
Yes,
But
yes,
hope,
sir. Sure,
I
sir.
hope you all the best for the complete course actually, and I'm sure you people are doing well.
Sure, sir. We will invite you again in this campus,
Yeah.
sir, sometimes, and at that time, hopefully, you will able to come, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Amit. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Want to say? Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Control L.
Thank you, sir. To wrap up the day, I would now like to invite Ms. Jyoti to provide a concluding summary of the lectures and sessions we had today. Please, Jyoti.
Thank you so much, Akanksha. As we come to close the day 5 of the GYAN course, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to reflect on the day enriched with scientific learning, culture connections, and meaningful discussions around the theme of fermentation and food transformation. We begin the day with an enlightening lecture on fermented traditional wine from palm tree, which which highlighted its microbial diversity, nutritional profile, and health promoting properties. This session emphasized how traditional fermentation practices not only preserve indigenous knowledge but also hold great potential in promoting gut health, nutrient bioavailability, and functional food development. The second session, led by the Dr. Amit K. Rai, uh, he deepers into the fascinating area of bio transformation of food through microbial systems. He introduced us to the traditional fermented foods of the Himalayan region, such as kanji, chopre, and fermented soybean, explaining their microbial ecology, metabolic pathways, and nutritional evaluation. Dr. Rai elaborated on how microorganisms such as Bacillus subtilis, Lactobacillus plantarum, etc., play a key role in protein breakdown, flavor development, and formation of bioactive peptides. His discussion on the production and characterization of these peptides with their antioxidant, ACE inhibitory activity, and anti inflammatory properties highlighted their immense nutraceutical potential. He further explored how fermentation enhances polyphenolic content and antioxidant activity, demonstrating how microbial activity can naturally upgrade the nutritional quality of foods. A Particularly innovative part of his talk discussed on edible insect fermentation, where fermentation improves flavor, texture, safety, and protein digestibility. These are the emerging frontiers for sustainable food systems and alternative protein sources. This lecture beautifully connected traditionally practices and modern biotechnology insights, showing how microbial transformation can be a bridge between culture, nutrition, and sustainability. The day concluded with an engaging discussion session where participants actively shared questions, perspective, and even reflections on regional queries and fermentation practices, making the both the scientific and culturally vibrant session. Today's session truly reminded us that the art and science of fermentation continues to evolve, holding immense promise for innovation in nutrition and health. Finally, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the speakers, participants, and the organizers for their active participation and enthusiasm throughout the day. Your curiosity, discussion, and exchange of ideas made today's session even more interactive and enriching. We look forward to carry this same energy into the upcoming sessions of the GAN program. We look forward to see you tomorrow with the more engaging sessions and discussions. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Yeah, we have tea break as well from 4 to 4:30. You guys enjoy.